so nervous about this. Oh my gosh. It's not. Okay, there it goes. Excuse me. There we go. Oh. I feel my face heating up. How do I... Let me see. Is it even on? Okay, yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. Oh, it's unlisted still. What is this warning? Okay, it's not showing up there. But it is here. What is this? Oh, I have no idea how to fix that. Let's see. Stream settings. Bit rate. I don't know how this works. It says the stream's current bit rate, which is 2,528.3 kbps, is lower than the recommended bit rate. A stream bit rate of... Is that something that I do here? I don't think so. Is that... I don't know, it says it's fine. Everything seems fine. Oh god, can you not go onto your YouTube and look at your own live? What if I need to? Like, right now? Okay. as in no one. I'm so sorry about the keyboard noises. I have a noisy keyboard. It's nothing I can do about it at this point. I feel very silly. Okay. So, oh wait, to see, I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. So, triangles, Alan Hopkins. Is the echo appearing in the video? I have to see. Oh. I'm so dumb. Okay. I actually do need to get through this because this is 16 pages and I'm on page 6. And my back already is hurting. Okay, so this one is available at the Hudson Regional Library. It's not available online. Okay, let's go check out the tags. Novel and verse, self-realization, marriage, chicklet. Okay, I can't see anything wrong with this. Writing is not my strong suit. This doesn't even seem to be, yeah. It doesn't even seem to be young adult. Yes, it's on the objection list. Mark it green so that I know that I've done it. Tricks by Ellen Hopkins is next. Florida really hates Ellen Hopkins, and I read so much when I was a kid. Well, teenager. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to be in here. But I do always check by author at least, because sometimes they misspell the title or the author's name, but not in this case. Not available at any. It's not available there. Because it's not available, I can't check these. Oh, another one from my childhood. Lauren Miracles. What is it called? The Internet Girls series. It is basically done in multimedia. Text message, conversations between a group of friends. And it very much shows what it's like being a teenage girl. I wonder how, because Hoopla is only audiobooks, I thought. Oh, but it says it's ebook. So I guess not. Why is this grayed out? Oh, that's something different. Oh, it's just the image, huh? Never mind. Drugs. That's it. Touch by Francine Prose. I do think that my screens for these two are probably a little small in the viewfinder. Oh. And that is why I copy it from there. But I will zoom in here. What does that look like? Oh wow, the quality is shit. Oh yeah. Okay, it got a little bit better. You cannot see what I'm looking at though. Okay, so Touch by Francine Prose. Sometimes in these cases, like I said, I like to look up just the author because they have misspelled a few authors on this list. Okay, so it does seem like Francine Prose has a lot of writing. I am not familiar with this one in particular. I wonder if these are all the same person. Best way to tell. Yep, okay, so these are all the same person, but it doesn't look like they have touch. Okay. Not available at any. Not available there. Yes. Then I just take however many of these that I think I'm going to get through. Do that. Tweak growing up on methamphetamines by Nick Seth. Maybe he's just talking about being on Adderall. Who knows? No, take it back to where it was. Okay, so they have it, but only on Libby as an audiobook. Oh, it has that word. The word that book banners hate. Cannot talk about it ever. And yep, we have that. Two boys kissing. Did they spell? They did. Okay. Didn't know if they spelled David Leviathan correctly. That's such a dope name. Leviathan. I know he has written so much. I'm surprised. Oh. Why? Okay. Whatever. Ugh. I hate that formatting. Not available. Any? No. Yes, it's on the objection list. I have that column because the book that was shown at the Board of County Commissioners meeting, where they briefly talked about this whole enterprise. They mentioned Calvin, which is a children's book, which is not actually on this list. Oh, I can only imagine what this is about. Perfect for fans of Juno and Jennifer E. Smith. Hysterical, funny, and heartfelt YA novel about fierce friendship, reproductive rights, and the wild road to adulthood. Yeah, because, teen pregnancy isn't a problem in America. So, the solution to it is never talking about it. Oh, there's another word that they hate in here. LGBTQIA+. And for reading level, of course, when it is intended for children, as in the author intended for it to be seen and read by children. Oh, excuse me. They do have different things here that tell you which age range it's for, that they view as appropriate. Oh, not Vampire Academy. Some of the ones that are on here are really surprising. I think one literally just has witchcraft in it. And I was like, wow, what is this? The 60s? Is that when the satanic panic was? 60s or 70s? Of course we have Sarah J. Maas, Flowers in the Attic, which is not available at all. That's crazy. Wild. I'm trying to remove crazy from my lexicon. Okay. Did they... Okay, well, here's the last one. Iron Crown. Oh, let me just go to series. Frostbite. Spiritbound. Oh, these. These covers bring back memories. That is the other thing about this whole thing, is that so many of these books have been around since I was in middle school, and there's nothing that there is no evidence-based way to show that these books have negatively affected the people who have read them. Does that say Peacock? New series? Is there a vampire? Hair Academy series that I don't know about. Oh, Siri just heard me. And when I said series, I thought I said Siri. Sometimes I don't even know what to put for the tags. It's for me to have an idea of what is the content of these that I'm unfamiliar with, just broadly, if I haven't read them. And so sometimes when I know what's in them and what they're about, and nothing of it flags as alarming to me, I have to take a minute to like think of what to put there as like a touchstone as to why these were objected to. Oh, Jodi Picoult. Is that how you say her name? She's also one that the book banners love. E-audiobook. Okay. So not available at any. You can check it out at Libby. And it deals with divorce. And father-daughter relationships. So yeah, so there's also the accelerated reader, which I have some things up here. The accelerator reader is to help students pick up books at their own level. And it's been around for forever, 38 years. And it's something that parents can use to figure out if it is appropriate for their children to read at their reading level. And of course, that means that you have to talk to your children, which apparently book banners don't do. Oh, not Watchmen. Watchmen. And this list on the left here is for schools, not for the public library, but the public library is using it to suppress books in their system. Okay, so they actually have a couple of the Watchmen here, and it's only available on Hoopla So I'm just going to go with this 2019 edition. A lot of the books being suppressed are also graphic novels, and it's just reminding me of the CCA, what is it called? Something Comic Authority. It was around for a while. It was like the 60s to 2011, and it was voluntary for comic publishers to be a part of it, but some publishers wouldn't publish the comics if your story didn't adhere to the comic code. That's what it was, the Comic Code Authority. Can't have children knowing about politics. This is pretty graphic, I will say. But whether or not your child reads it is between you and your child. It should not be up to the government. Also, this is a public library, and adults are there as well. And adults also read comics. I think more adults read comics than children do. I am probably also going to be doing a video on the Comic Code Authority. I was looking into it more, and it also reminded me of the Hays Code, which, I mean, it took inspiration from the Hays Code, so that makes sense, but it's just another form of censorship that is in American history. Land O'Lakes, Zephyr Hills, those are the only two there. There's also a book club kit at Sentinel. I don't have this specifically. If this was the only instance of it available, then it would be in the drop down. And it is also available on Libby. Like this isn't a part of the ones that they suppressed, obviously, because there's no reason they could. It's labeled as adult. There's nothing about it that is supposed to be there's nothing about it that's aimed towards kids in any way. So I just wait, okay, so it's about the Great Depression, and it's also about depression. And I can't remember what I was saying. Right. So with this being on an objection list for schools, like, I can kind of see the logic behind that. I can see the argument that they were going with. Oh, but it also, so some adult books are in school libraries because there are kids that do read at an upper level. Also, there are like 18-year-olds in high school. So having reading material in those schools makes sense. Also, this Water for Elephants is like an award-winning book. So having popular fiction in libraries makes sense as well. So yeah, there was no like reasonable way that they could suppress this one. In the public library, that is. We Are the Ants. It kind of reminds me of the monologue from A Bug's Life. Is that what I'm thinking of? Oh, I have hiccups coming on. I can feel it. Excuse me. What was that? Yeah, I don't think this is gonna have this. Nope. All Out, the no longer secret stories of queer teens throughout the ages. Only available on Hoopla. I can't wait to be done with this section. This section being the Clay County objections. Which were the majority done by one man named Bruce, who was actually featured on The Daily Show, because all he does with his time is ban books, and he does not have a child who uses the school library. So, you know, from a loser navigating life, there's a prayer and the occasional throat punch. Okay. No idea why this isn't here, but it isn't. And while I was looking at the Hillsborough, which is the county next door to Pasco County, I was looking at their online catalog, and through the librarian view of it, you could see basically back to very early on, when, well, at least 10 years of how they cataloged a book, and I really like that feature. Pasco doesn't have that, though. Where I End and You Begin by Preston Norton. This doesn't look like it's gay. Oh, gender identity. They hate that. It was Hoopla. Yeah. We have gender identity, mental health. Oh. our reading level recommendation for people who are 13 years and older. Whoever is going in and updating this is staying up real late to do so. Working overtime for a problem they don't have. Where the Crawdad Sings. Now, this is a book that I don't necessarily care for, but I would never say that someone shouldn't be able to read it. And I have not read read Where the Crawdad Sings, but the whole thing with Delia Owens probably killing someone in Africa really is something that turns me off from ever wanting to read this. There was a lot that it was at. And again, this is also a popular book, and it's not outwardly targeted towards children. So it's not one that they can really remove. It's like on all of these, isn't it? Lando Lakes, New River, Regency, South Holiday, Starkey. It did it, don't worry. Is that for else? Yeah, that's all of them. It's available everywhere. They also have a book club kit, and it's available in large print. So this is very available. Libby, yeah, all through Libby. Ooh, and it uses that word that I like, the Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman. I learned it in college. It was like the precursor to coming of age novels, and the precursor to like YA. Can't have kids learning about poverty. Oh, this is 12:20. Oh, God. That's embarrassing. Let me fix these. Oh no. Oh no. I did it to all of them. Wait, what did I do? taking me too long. I'm getting distracted by the stupidest thing. Ooh, John Green and Dave Leviathan. Will Grayson. I read this. I don't remember anything about it. Because, fun fact, I've read a lot of John Green. What is this? Okay, so this is a discussion with John Green and David Leviathan. So that's not the actual book. Okay, yeah, we have it. But it is just a Libby. Oh, excuse me. That's not how I've been writing it. I like consistency. Which is weird for me to ask for because I am not consistent. I hope the keyboard clacking is nice ASMR and not annoying. 14 years and up for 5.1 for upper grades 9 through 12, which is 14 years and up. The Lexile is another educational program tool that has been around for a very long time. I remember Lexile, and it has codes and meanings to help educators and parents know what their children are reading. So yeah, it's up there with A Tale of Two Cities, close to. They give you so much information for you to personally make decisions with your child about what they're reading. No one else needs to be involved with that. Yoke by Mary Choi. I kind of... Oh. It's not your yoke, it's York. But don't be fooled. They definitely put yoke. Mary H.K. Joy. No, but that's not how I want it to spell it. Like, how I want it to be capitalized. I'll just change it here. For me, this seems less troublesome than the other way. My girl, Lauren. I remember seeing this on that list. It's, yeah. I remember parts of this book. I thought it was really good because it was like showing struggles in friendships and also talking about things that I wasn't really talking about with my mother. Like, it talks about pubic hair and like what to do with that and just other things that I think are important for girls to know. And yeah, see? 13 and up, 8th to college graduate student. And this one, it does seem, I think it's one of the last books in the series. I don't think I've read this one in particular, but you'll see that it does mention college and roller derby and sororities, so it's definitely intended for upper high schoolers. And I can figure that all out by actually using the resources provided to me by the library instead of complaining and saying I just don't want to see this book or let anyone else have access to it. You don't have to be everything. Poems for girls becoming themselves. Also, a lot of poetry that Bruce in Clay County doesn't like. Appreciative inquiry, a positive revolution and change. How to Love the World, Poems of Gratitude and Hope. That is not by Deanna Whitney. Yep, not there. One more. Hmm. 16 things I thought were true. The truth about us. Who I kissed, if I tell. Ooh, I think I read that one. I'm not her. Chorus decision. Rachel's secret. You too. Here we go. I don't know why it did not want me to look at this one. went to 82. Was it? Okay. Just making sure I didn't accidentally paste that where it shouldn't be. It is available through Hoopla as an e-audiobook. You know, how dare they try to talk to young people about sexual assault, because we all know it only happens to adults. And not learning about it and thinking you're alone is the best thing. I'm obviously being facetious here. Okay, we're done with Clay County, thank God. We're now on to Collier, where there were 7 objections and 0 removals. 0, 0, 0. Duval had 3 objections, 0 removals. And then we get to another one that is a huge problem. It's Gambit. This is one I have already done, and so are these 2. In Clay County, apparently, Bruce was fine with the Court of Mist and Fury. This is another one that this one is, I feel, conflicting for librarians, because this did start out as a YA series. It did not end as one, which I think is just bad writing, but it's just me. I think it should have stuck to being a YA series, but I don't think it would be as popular. Because without people fawning over the men of that series, then there's nothing of substance. And this is where we have the new adult. Ew. Alright, just so spicy. I don't think so. Ugh. Oh. You didn't want to be a part of it. 17 years and up. I mean, I personally would agree that that's appropriate. Oh, what are you doing working today? Past 5? And then we have a boys aren't blue. This one is another one that book banners love. Really, really love to single out. Which is a memoir. But no, all boys aren't blue. Wow. I'm jeez, can't type. And usually these objections that are listed on this list are from, sorry, excuse me. Are from individual people. And specifically, a lot of these are from the group Moms for Liberty. And it's in school libraries. I cannot emphasize that enough. And there's a whole objection process. Public libraries also have an objection process. These books that I'm going through were not objected by anyone. So no parent, no body in the community raised a concern. About these books. And Pasco's library, so this is their procedure for reconsideration of library materials. And it's to hear and determine requests to remove or relocate library materials. It says how anyone can make one, and how it is the individual library supervisory staff to address the request and determine from there. And it goes over like what the procedure will look like. And then it is up to the librarian to go over that. Do an independent review. They rely on the Pasco County Library Collection Development Policy, which I will go over, professional reviews, and other expert sources in their reconsideration process. Then they provide a recommendation, and the L3SS, so the Librarian 3 System-Wide Services, then makes the decision within 30 business days. And it says that it could be 45 days from the customer's initial request to get a verdict on that. And then that will be forwarded to the library director. And then there's other steps. If it's appealed, at that point, if it's appealed, it goes to the library advisory board, and so on and so forth. But that is like the standard procedure. For the books that were addressed very vaguely at the Board of County Commissioners meeting in September, which they based off of this list here, no customer came forward about these books. Apparently, a customer complained about Calvin, which is not on this list. But they are suppressing the books on this list, despite the policies of the Pasco County Library. It gives statistics with, look at that, most of their clients being above the age of 19. And there's specific verbiage in this that I saw that I thought was very interesting. So they are supposed to emphasize current popular authors and titles, basic informational materials, basic educational materials, basic recreational materials, library of things, and patron requests. And that is with the small Jesus, I can't talk. That's for the small neighborhood libraries, which 2 of the libraries in Pasco County count as. Then we have community libraries, which 2 others, which are all of the above plus intermediate materials for high demand topics. For area library, it is supposed to be all of the above, and intermediate information. And there's only one joint use library. And that one is, I didn't know this, directly used and accessed by the students of Pasco County School. And the recommended reading level provided by publishers is used as a resource when selecting these materials. And it is supposed to promote critical thinking, educational growth, and lifelong learning. Each location is to house a collection of graphic novels for a variety of ages. So, we have the selection guidelines. They consider the present and potential relevance to community needs, relevance of subject, format, reading level for intended audience, reviews by critics, staff members, and or professional journals. If it's a continuation of series, winners of recognized awards, not rewards, insufficient materials available on the subject. It goes over this. There is the weeding, which is a continuous evaluation of the collection, and it removes items that are no longer useful. This is not that. It is not that. It's used to remove the outdated, worn, or damaged materials. Related policies. And the Library Bill of Rights, which says books and other library sources should be provided for the interest, information, and enlightenment of all people of the community the library serves. Materials should not be excluded because of the origin, background, or views of those contributing to their creation. Libraries should provide materials and information presenting all points of view on current and historical issues. Materials should not be prescribed or removed because of partisan or doctrinal disapproval. Libraries should challenge censorship in the fulfillment of their responsibility to provide information and enlightenment. Libraries should cooperate with all persons and groups concerned with resisting abridgment of free expression and free access to ideas. So this goes against that, and I am very much pointing at Sean McGarvey, who is the Pasco Director of Libraries. Okay, and Tango Mix 3. Let's get back to it. This is also another one that is popular with book banners. For some reason, they don't like seeing scientific portrayals in children's books. Penguins do exhibit same-sex partnerships in the wild. That is a fact. So that on adoption, LGBTQI+. And the whole thing is that books are created for all different levels for them to understand these things, right? Because the whole point about the library and schools is to learn. did I do this one already? Nope, don't want to look there. Yep, okay. Need to do that one again. I've already done. Push. And Aiden became a brother. Yeah, okay. Sorry, got lost in my own head there. I would guess that this is about transitioning and teaching children to accept their siblings the way they are. Lab school, Flagler. We did this one. We also did this one. We also did Later Gator. Lucky was one we just did, right? No, it's a different Lucky. Okay. We did Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl yesterday or a couple days ago. I hate that book, but I would never say that it needs to be banned. We did a lot of these. We did. These are like the greatest hits. Did Tilt. Oh, that's Florida virtual schools. Interesting. Yeah, and it's so crazy to see study guides for these things, but then the book isn't available. Let me actually see if we have done this before. Nope. This probably talks about communism, and they don't like that. Nope. Haven't looked at this one yet. Am I hearing myself? No. Not through here, at least. again, it has that Reese Book Club, so it is a popular title. So they don't really have solid grounds or a solid reason to ban it. Okay. And also this one isn't aimed towards children. It doesn't even have the reading grade level. But like public libraries, I'm sure school librarians have the information and the responsibility to select popular books by popular authors and add it to their collection, knowing just how adult it is. This is on here twice. Okay. What does that one say though? Okay. This one is just coming of age, drugs, and ableism. What girls are made of. Oh, let me look. Okay, just the one. It is available on Hoopla as the ebook. So it talks about gender, sex, sexuality. I always like to put coming of age because that is a sign that it is meant for a younger audience. This is so interesting. One that virtual schools were able to look this object. It makes sense, I guess. Franklin, Gatson, Gill, Christ, Glades, Gulf, Hamilton, one in Hardy but was not removed, Hernando. We already got that one. We already dealt with Ruby. I hope that's how you say her name. Does it not like question marks? Oh, and we're also at the part where I had not inserted a row, a column, I mean. That's kind of a crazy number. That's actually an even crazier number. Oh yeah, I don't want to get to that middle column. This is just weird formatting things that I do to help myself in the future. I do think that going through the Clay County ones, after getting through that large chunk, I think we are in a good place. Do they just not like Assassination Classroom because it has assassination in the title? Like, is that what their deal is? I don't want whatever that was gonna do. Delete row. Why don't you? The Little Rock Nine? You mean the story about ending segregation? I already did these two. These two have also already been done. Getting them out of the way because I see them. Okay. Marvin Red Post, is he a girl? Right. They don't like the question mark. Oh, I have hiccups. Interesting. The author of Holes. Fuzzy Mud. Someday. Nope. Not available. I am running out of steam for today. Let me at least get through Indian River. Pasco County. Just this book is gay. But it did have 3 objections, which I believe was this book is gay. And I believe there's so many now, though, because this was, again, this is a list from 2022 and 2023. This is not for this year. Which, why are we using guidance from an outdated list? And why are we using guidance from a list that is not made, not curated by people who are experts in the subject matter of library science? Why are we just trusting just random people in the community to say what other people's kids can and cannot read? It is literally just about LGBTQIA plus issues, which, guess what? Kids are gay. Some kids. The graphic adaptation of Anne Frank's diary. Is it supposed to be the graphic novel? Is Anne Frank's diary just not here either? Is this correctly? Let me look for the author. I should have done that. Okay, no, it's not there. Cool. I don't know why I hit the enter button. I'm tired. How do we think this is cataloged? I would think by You don't have any? You say must be. The Elusive Samurai. Okay. No, I didn't want to do that. No, it's 2 more. Ow. I don't know why I searched that. I knew it wasn't gonna be there. Assassination Classroom is a popular manga series, I think. I don't know, the only manga series I know is Fullmetal Alchemist. Okay, that is all for today. I only have 7 pages to go, and a lot of them are sorry, I'm just looking at some of these. A lot of them are probably repeats from earlier. Oh look, I see Me, Erlin, the Dying Girl. The reason I don't like this is the use of AAVE and the way the dialogue is stylized in a way that I think is stereotypical. While I'm here, I am just marking the ones that I know are repeats. And oh yeah, this one is definitely a repeat, which they have actually moved that one to the category of adult, even though changing bodies, growing up, sex and sexual health, that's not. Snowfish. My favorite mistake on here is definitely the invisible life of Adu LaRue. Just, if you're gonna make a list like this, at least be conscientious of how things are spelled. I have to wonder if they just went with the spelling that was on the objection form and they just just copy and paste it from there. And it's really Bruce who doesn't know how to spell. That's very likely. Anyways, no one tuned in for this, which is fine. I was going to do this anyways. But I'm going to see if this is something that I can just post to my channel for people to look at a later time, maybe. Also just for documenting how I am doing this for future me.